Hello. Hello, you absolute legends. Welcome back to the channel. How are you? It's John here on it's an okay day here in Lincolnshire. Let me get in. Squeeze myself in. We're in Mrs. John Coupland's Fiat 500 today. It's just gone 4 o'clock in the afternoon. It's filthy as well. I'm filthy. I've been playing with the cats. In this video, we're going to take Mrs. John Coupland's car for an MOT. For those of you watching overseas, the MOT test is something that we do here in the UK. It is to make sure that cars are safe, and it's checked over by a qualified technician. He does, or she, and they do a massive load of tests on the car. Check the braking, they check the steering, they check that everything on the car is nice and safe. You either get a pass with advisories, meaning that they found something wrong and it's something that needs doing but is not detrimental to the car, or you get a fail, something that is dangerous. Let's go then. We're going to go to my friends at Kings Stickney. If you haven't watched the videos on the channel, me and Dad have done some work on the car the past few days. We've repaired the number plate light, which was faulty. We've added a new front near side lower arm, and we've had a full new set of brake discs and pads. I'm going to take the car then to the garage, go see my friend Neil, and see what he has to say. And as you can see, I've now arrived at the MOT test centre. Didn't film the process getting there due to a tech glitch on the way. So apologies if you wanted to see me driving the car, would have to do that on another video. So the car is on the ramp. The first thing that Neil is doing the emissions test. Effectively, he puts a probe up the exhaust pipe. There you can see the car on the CCTV. And he tests the emissions of the car using a computer. You basically get a pass or a fail, and it gives you a reading. We replaced the exhaust last year. It's had a stainless steel exhaust. It's a bit throaty, it's a bit noisy, but the old catalytic converter had eaten itself. So fingers crossed we get a pass with the new test. Takes a moment to do. The engine has to be warm. I didn't get to film that next bit, but it was a pass on the emissions test. The car is then sent up so Neil can have a look underneath it. He's sending it up on the ramp, and Neil very kindly also lets me have a look under the car, which we will see in just a moment's time. As you can see, he's got the weight off the suspension and the springs there, just so he can look at the tracking and the wheels and everything like that. We're underneath the car now. There's the sump. It's a little bit wet due to wet on the roads, and there's a little bit of oil on there, but nothing to worry about. There is the new bottom arm that Dad and I fitted. You can see everything there, looking at that fan, looking at the radiators, looking at that cross member there. And there's a little bit of oil from the gearbox as well. That is the oil stem seals. That's always been like that in this car. It pops them out for some reason. To be honest with you, it's probably ready for a gearbox refurbishment. But Mrs. John Coupland doesn't drive it very far, 20, 30 miles a week. It's not dangerous. It's just a little bit seepy. But looking good under there. No major rot, no major issues. Everything as it should be under the car. And for a car that's, 12 years old now, and is a basic car and has never had any rust protection, it's very good. Underneath you can see that is where we replaced the exhaust previously. So now the car is coming back down. It will be put onto the ground, and Neil will do further checks, including testing the lights, the handbrake and the brakes as well. We'll see that in just a moment's time. As always, thanks to Neil for letting me have a look under the car. I don't have a ramp myself, so I can't get underneath the car to check everything out. I'm reliant on jacks, so this time of year is always good for me to have a look and see if I can pinpoint any issues that I need to check out. I'm back in the observation area whilst Neil turns the lights on to make sure they're all working. He checks them against a machine that you'll see in just a moment's time. It's on a rail there. But now it's time to check the brakes. It's on a rolling road and he's got an automatic machine Here you can see he's testing the lights, making sure the hazards are all working, the brakes are working, because as part of the test, we've got to make sure all the lights are functioning. Of course, that number plate light also functioning after Dad and I fixed that. If you haven't seen the video, that is on the channel now. Front discs and pads obviously performing well because, well, they're brand new, and the rear's also good as well. That is nearly the end of the MOT test. There's things that you didn't see being tested, such as seat belts. Obviously, you can't hear the horn because I'm doing a voiceover. Wipers, washer bottle, and everything like that. And I'm happy to say that at this stage in the test, well, it's all looking good. But thumbs up for a positive test in just a moment's time. Lights are being tested. We're good to go. Well, I'm back in the car after the MOT test, and I'm smiling because, well, it's a pass all round, meaning that there's been no advisories found and that the car has passed for another year. Neil did comment on the shiny-looking brakes and pads, so that effort didn't go unnoticed. And as you got to see in the video, the stainless steel exhaust is looking good. There's a little bit of an oil leak from the gearbox, which we kind of knew about. It's been an issue with the car ever since we've had it. We've had this car nearly 10 years now. But apart from that, no major issues, and another year of trouble-free motoring for Mrs. John Coupland. MOT test cost £39. And if the car does fail, and you have to check this with your garage, but if your car does fail, normally the retest is free, providing that you do the work in a certain amount of time. Some garages might stipulate that you have the work done by them, but that's not the case. And thankfully, touch wood, we've never been in that situation where anything has failed. If you've enjoyed the video, thank you so much for watching. Over 3,000 subscribers now. Each and every one of you are absolute legends. I'm genuinely humbled, considering it's just me, bloke with his wife and his dog and his dad, playing with old cars in Lincolnshire. So genuinely humbled for all the support. If you haven't already subscribed, please do so. It'd be really much appreciated. And until next time, have a great day, whatever you're getting up to. Let me know in the comments below. What did you reckon? Was it going to be a fail? Or did you think was going to have any issues, or no issues at all? Have a great day. Take care. Thanks for watching. Goodbye. I have slowed down for this one. Oh, it's like being at the theme park. I've just got soaked. That's great fun. I don't know if you caught that. But if I'd done that at 50, it would have been like being on Valhalla at Blackpool Pleasure Beach after the refurbishment.